Hey guys, this is Satish here, and in the today's video, we're going to start with the intermediate two subjects, which is starting from paper 9. So, which is for the operation management and the strategic management, and not few. There are many people who are feeling difficulty with this intermediate and the paper 9. So, few people are feeling very difficult for the operation management, and the strategic management is difficult for few people, but many people are having difficulty in the operation management because considering the technical terms this has, so few people are not good in those things. Yeah, we'll try to attempt some of the technique which we can follow to uh, do a proper analysis for this paper 9 and try to get good marks in the intermediate paper 9 for the syllabus 2016 for the subject operation management and the strategic management. Yeah, okay, so in case if you are aware of the subject, directly we'll go to the subjects, the syllabus structure. So if you see the syllabus, so we have the operation management, we have the strategic management. If you see 70% huge marks, that the highest marks has been given to the operation management, and which subject is OMSM. Yeah, so if you ask me how much marks I can get in this, so depends on person to person, but however I suggest getting at least 35 marks in this one. I'm just taking 50% of the 70%. Yeah, so 30% given to the strategic management, but however I'm just expecting just a 10 marks in this one, guys. The reason is many people are feeling difficult in this subject, so that is the reason. If you see the result also, many people will not be crossing 60-70 marks, so it's very rare that people cross this marks, but getting 40-45 marks is what we can expect in the subject. Yeah, having said that, the strategy, that is assessment strategy, is for 3 years, which is a written examination. So objectivity is to provide the various business process, analyze operations, production planning, strategic investment, strategic management. Yeah, okay, so with this if I go to the learning aims, so we have to understand the business process and analyze the operation, acquire knowledge of production planning and resource management, very important, and understand the concept of corporate vision, mission and objective, very important for the business to survive today and tomorrow as well as in the long run. Yeah, so understand the concept of SWOT and portfolio analysis, again an easy topic in case if you have that business knowledge or business skills with regards to the topic whatever you have in the subject. Yeah, so you also need to understand the different stages, very important in the strategy formulation. Yeah, so with that, in case if you're knowing all those things, you should be knowing strategy, business unit and strategy, business process re-engineering. We'll see what are those things, how we can complete those things. We got this. Okay, so 70% we know contribution is from this person, 30% is from this person. So you need to pick the important subjects, the interesting topics whichever you feel. See, if in case if you ask me, I love operation planning, so how the operation should be done, how operation should be effectively utilized, all those things can be understood in this thing. So some people might like project management, how to run the project, how to build the project, how to effectively bring the positive outcome or a great outcome of a project. Some people might be interested in economics of maintenance and spare management, so depends on person to person. So I would suggest start from the easy topic, so then go with the smaller and smaller as the difficult subject, so that kind of level of analysis should be done by you. Because the reason I'm reiterating again this is because the level which is required, if you see knowledge, competence and application and analysis, which is required at the intermediate level itself, so it will demand more time and more analysis from your side. So that's the reason I'm just mentioning to you guys, concentrate more and more on this topic and do a revisiting of the topic which you studied yesterday, day before yesterday, last week, last month, all those things, so that it becomes a regular or a routine for you to remember those terminologies. So terminologies is a very important aspect in this subject. Yeah, So coming to the strategic management, I already told this consists of what, 30%, 30 marks. So there you will be having basic, that is introduction to the strategic management, followed by the strategic analysis and the strategic planning, with the formulation and implementation of the strategy. Planning can be done by everyone, but implementation is what matters in the organization. Like the one what we see, like might be in ITC, Hindustan Unilever, or any big company for that matter. Yeah. Okay, so with that, if I go to the deep dive into the subject and the subtopics, so we have the operation management. You can see some of the terminology is very important in the industries. That's, you need to see the capacity planning, capacity requirement planning, facility location, how a location should be, how the facility should be located, how the facility layout should be designed, resource aggregate planning should be done, how many resources required in one place, how many resources should be recruited. All those things are discussed here. So material requirement is done, manufacturing resource is done, economic batch. All those things are very basic level, but the biggest challenge is like remembering those things till the examination is what the challenge is. Yeah. So similar way you have the design, I already told, right? Design, control, operations, process, product line, related to the product, related to the entire, related to the factories should be taken into consideration. So production planning and control should be put in place, which includes your time study, work study, methods, balancing optimal allocation of the resources, lean operation, very important, just in time is very important. So transportation model and linear programming is difficult, but however I suggest you at least know this step whatever you follow, and in case if you are not able to write the answer, no problem, just write at least the step by step procedure and you formulate a equation only. That's what is required. Because this is what I did during my uh, master, when I was doing a master degree, that this is what the thing I did for the linear programming technique. Yeah. Okay. And product management and quality management, so this is very important. You will be having like total quality management, ISO international standards, for standard organization for standards, and you will be having some of the Six Sigma. All those things can be written in this case. Like guys, if you have experience in some of the multinational companies wherein you have understood about Six Sigma, Lean Sigma, all those things, you can try to write some of the your experiences in this topic, which becomes an added advantage for you to get in additional marks. Yeah. So project management, you need to plan project life cycle, Gantt chart, PERT, CPM, all these methods are important. You need to remember these things. So practice makes you a perfect on these things. Yeah. So practice and practice. Yeah. So economics of maintenance and spare management, breakdown maintenance. If in case if there is a breakdown, how you will maintain your operation, preventive maintenance. All these are all actions. All these are all type of things which will be considered for a business to run smoothly. I mean, the operation should to run smoothly. Yeah. Okay, so if in coming to the strategic management, almost we're end of our operational strategic cost management. So this is very easy, guys. I already mentioned to you guys, if you are working in any of the multinational companies, or if you have worked in any of the businesses, it becomes easier for you to understand what is vision, mission, objectives. So followed by analysis, strategy analysis and planning, which includes your SWOT analysis, BCG, Boston Consulting Group metrics. So stages of strategic planning, alternatives in strategic planning, all those can be understood thoroughly. Yeah. So with that, very important thing is formulation and implementation of strategy. You formulated, you need to implement with a positive outcome. So for that, what and all things to be done, all those things should be considered. So business re-engineering also is one of the important concepts in this subject, because do not give excuse weightage for your examination. Yeah, perfect. I think I covered most of the topics in this one, guys. So a few important points I would like to say, mention here is like you need to remember and practice do not skip this subject, because the minute you skip, right, so you will forget some of the terminologies whatever we just discussed here and whatever you studied in your examination. So that is the reason I keep telling, whenever it comes to operation management, you should take this as a challenge, because getting that 40 marks is very important. At least you can concentrate on some other subject, might be cost and management accounting or financial accounting. Some subject, if you concentrate, getting 60 and 40 here will make 50% for you to get qualify in your intermediate level also. Yeah. So having said that, few important tips for you with regards to the operation management and strategic management is that, which is paper 9 of the intermediate 2. You need to remember, very very important, start from the easy topic and keep moving as and when you get interest to the difficult one. Yeah, so continuous study is must, because the reason is I told, right? So that the minute you forget to study, like probably you might think, okay, last week I studied, this week I will do some other subjects. Don't do like that. You should be in touch with the subject. Yeah, so charting, in case if you feel some of the topics are very very disturbing for your mind, not able to remember all those problems, try to have a chart kind of thing, flow chart, a diagrams, or a uh, uh, tree chart, something like that you can do, so that it becomes easier for you to remember during the, especially during the examination hall, that is in the examination hall. Yeah, so list keywords, very very important. Some of the terminologies are very very new. It might be new for you, even for me some of the terminologies are very very new, because we don't use day in day out, right? That's the reason you will not remember those terminologies. So I would suggest list down those keywords, keep visiting those things. It's like a formula kind of thing, guys. So stick near your study table, so that keep glancing once in a while, so that it becomes a scanned copy in your brain. Yeah, and there's some of the terminologies people might refer what is that, the dictionary. So I would suggest not to refer the dictionary, but go directly to the Google and try to search the definition, and try to understand that from a business point of view, not from a normal definition meaning point of view. Okay, so best an example, so you feel some definition should be understood, you directly search in a Google, and there's a website, a beautiful website called investing.com, is where you might find some of the terminologies related to business there, or you might have some of the website like Investopedia. I think there is a website called Investopedia that also will give a beautiful meaning over some of the business terminologies, or most of the business terminologies, that also can be used by you guys too during the confusion, where you feel that you're not understanding what is that the definition is all about. Yeah, and the previous 8 items is very very important. Okay, so you need to refer that 8 attempts, because the reason I told us, most of the questions get repeated, so the more attempt question papers you solve, the more chances that you'll get the marks, additional marks in those things. Yeah, so no other references books are required, because the study material is more sufficient, is what I uh, feel based on the analysis whatever I did with the textbook. Yeah, so RTP, PTP, MTP of 4 to 5 items is suggested, and mock test, very very important, guys. I would suggest the more mock test you have for the subject, the more benefit for you guys. Yeah, so with 2 revision can be completed this syllabus. Yeah, so I would suggest this can be completed within 45 to 50 days is what I suggest, because here I did not list this point. So 45 to 50 days can be given to the subject, so provided you give a continuous revision for this one. Yeah, and this, some of the topics might be easier for the people who are already working in the industry, costing field, or factories, some of the manufacturing sectors, or the strategic management might be easier for some of the people who are already there in the management role, or working in some of the multinational companies, or in a big four firm, something like that, in a management role, to be easier for them. That's what I feel based on my experience. Yeah, perfect, guys. I think this is a video for the day for the intermediate group 2 paper 9, operation management and strategic management. Hope you got some sort of information. If in case if you like the video, hit the thumbs up button and support my initiative by subscribing to my channel. And in case if you feel this is helpful for some other person, ensure you share. Sharing is caring is what I believe in. And in case if you need any other confusions, or if you have any other confusion, you need some other clarification from my side on this subject, or any other topic, you always have the comment section. Your comment you can put there. I'll try to give maximum information from my side. Yeah, okay, so we'll meet in the next video, that is the paper 10, which is for the, again, for the intermediate 2, cost and management accounting and the financial management. Yeah, so paper 9 is done. So this is Satish signing off for the review checker, and bye.